All right, awesome. I think I answered that way longer than you wanted me to, so I'm really sorry. Look, as many of you know, our best customers, they focus on customer engagement. They understand that educating customers face to face builds not only relationship, but it builds trust. So that said, if you're already a Map My Customers customer, kind of the purpose of this is to make sure that you're making it easy for your reps to maximize their customer engagement, their face-to-face time each day. We're going to run through a few different examples on how to make routing really easy, and some different examples that our current customers are leveraging Map My Customers for routing. However, I stand on this platform probably more than you guys care for me to, but bottom line, I'm always going to beat the account segmentation drum. So, and what I mean by that, if you have important data already, make sure you're leveraging it for your account segmentation strategy. So as I go into this, these colors, these shapes, they matter. And bottom line, it should mean something and point your reps in the right direction at the right time. The account segmentation strategy informs routing. It informs who I should see and when I should see them. So if you don't have data already in Map My Customers, or if you're not leveraging data, if you're not a Map My Customers customer, start collecting it. Bottom line, the right data provides value to the rep, and value to the rep provides revenue to the company. So a few different examples for routing. Let's dive in. End the rant there. I'll go through a couple of scenarios, but probably most common use case is maybe these pink pins. Maybe these are marketing driven leads, or maybe somebody called in and they actually want to speak with a rep. They've got a project coming up. It's a potential new customer, and I need to see them soon. I could have an anchor appointment with them at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, or maybe I just need to go and see them without a scheduled appointment. Maybe they just expect me tomorrow. So that appointment, this pink pin, is in Northeast Raleigh. I live in Southwest Raleigh. What every sales leader on this call does not want me doing is driving an hour one direction or one way for one appointment, putting my hands together going, oh, great work, JT, now go back home. Or coming out of that meeting, then saying, who should I see? So I've got 3 prospect accounts and a tier A account here as well that I should see. So I'm going to make certain that I see all 5 of these accounts at the same time here. So I'm going to hit the wrench, grab the lasso at the top, and very simply, I can circle those accounts, add to a route. I do have the option of adding them to existing already created routes, or I can go to a new route. And I'll call this JT's Thursday route. By hitting the bullseye, it takes my existing location. So that's my home address. I'm going to go from my house back to my house. Remember, you guys have the ability to do these in order or optimized. And I can also allot amount of time per stop, 5 minutes, 15 minutes. I'm going to say 15 minutes. And I'll click build route. So remember, if you're a Map My Customers customer, it's that quick. And if you're not a customer of ours, that saves a ton of admin planning from creating a list and going to Google. Now, here's the list of those accounts. Those are the order of those. They equate to the numbers. I'm going to go right around the belt line here and come back. If it's tomorrow morning, I literally just hit the arrow. I would tell you to encourage them to get directions and log activity. But I'm off and running. I'm off and running with turn-by-turn directions there. So a couple of things. From a planning perspective, it's great for the reps to know that these are my 5 intended stops. As everybody on this call knows, the best laid plans, some of these prospect visits might take 2 minutes. Maybe the person you need to speak with isn't even there. So I can always hit show all pins and see the other accounts that are still nearby, so I can have a backup plan to fill my day. And just by touching some of these, you can see that I can add it right to the route. And to go back to the account segmentation strategy needs, the colors inform. If I have multiple options nearby, the colors or the shapes dictate who I should actually see. So if you're not leveraging that, start leveraging that. Any questions, Justin, Kim, or Mary? Add in anything that I've missed on kind of that first scenario?
Yeah, that was great, JT.
All good.
Okay. I think everybody knows that if I go back to the regular map here, we've got the route button down below that I can go and re-leverage that at any time. It's saved. There's JT's Thursday route. If I'm ever going to re-leverage it, it's there. If I never want to use it again, I just swipe to the left and I can delete it also. So back to the map. So first case, anchor appointment. I know who I'm going to see. Let me be efficient with my time and see those accounts nearby. Next, along with the account segmentation strategy of colors and shapes of pins, are you creating quick filters for your reps to leverage across the top? Knowing outside sales reps, and they're a little bit fickle, they don't like admin work. So if you can create quick filters for them to just dive in and to know who to see and when to see them, that's really helpful. And I'll go through some different ideas in a little bit. But maybe I just want to filter as the rep to say, I don't know who else to see, so show me all of my accounts that I have not seen in the last 90 days. So no recent contact. I've got 3 pins in view there. If I zoom out a little bit more, yeah, I've got 5 accounts that I could go and see just because I filtered. And all of a sudden I can go back to the wrench, lasso, and I can begin building a route again just by hitting add to the route. I won't rebuild that entire route. I'll come out and clear this. One of the things that we hear a bunch as well is with saved routes. I'll go back into the JT's Thursday route that I just completed. Remember the show all pins button. Make sure your reps are leveraging that. So I'm seeing all the additional accounts that are nearby, but also lead finder. I can look for increasing the total addressable market that are right around this planned route of the accounts that are not within Map My Customers. So I can come here and go, I'll look for metal fabrication. This is top of my mind right now. And I'm going to look for accounts that you don't have within your core system of record, within Map My Customers. And then as I go through this, I mean, this works out well. I can touch those. I can select the lead. I can ultimately add this right to the route as well. It knows because I'm searching along the route that I can add it to the route. And you guys would have a process in place to add it as a pink pin for prospect, knowing that JT did this lead search and that I'm now attacking and penetrating those accounts. So the whole goal of this is ease of use to get in front of as many potential great fit, ideal customer profile prospects as you can. Just making it easy. Come back out there. Add new leads to the route. Map My Customers team, am I missing anything from a filtering perspective, from a route perspective, that I should show right now before we get into some interesting use cases?
Just to, I think you may talk more about this, but just to kind of double down on what you're saying about the filtering, having the saved filters, because that's really the key, is just having, that you're giving your team the tools and the sort of perspective of like, you should be seeing these customers. We have the default filters as far as, pins over cadence and or no contact in X days. But you can build your own sort of filters and say, hey, on Fridays when I want you guys to go out and see, these particular customers. And then if you have the filter there, it makes it much easier to just see the right pins on the map, draw your lasso, and then make your route. And then, it's easy at that point, as opposed to having to really pick through and figure out who am I supposed to see.
Yeah, Justin, I love that. Thank you for saying that. I had actually intended to show pins over cadence and not the, I think it was the no recent contact. The pins over cadence, this again goes back to the account segmentation strategy. Do you have tiers of customers where you've strategically thought through a tier A account should be seen once a month in person. A tier B account should be seen once every 90 days, and a tier C account maybe once every 6 months. And so the way that I have it set up in my demo account is my tier A accounts are my blue pins. But if it turns from a blue circle to a blue flag, it means that I have not seen that account face to face in the last 30 days. So this quick filter of pins over cadence lets me, the rep, know, holy smokes, I have 6 pins. And like even these prospect accounts, I'm not touching them in the appropriate frequency to build trust, to build relationship, and then ultimately get in and earn the right to earn the business. So filtering is critical there. One thing that if you're not having your reps use, I'll come out of the filter. Always know that we've got a lot of customers that might fly from Raleigh Durham International to Atlanta, and then they're prospecting and seeing face to face. So they can always hit the directional arrow. My customers will zoom right in to their location, and so you can see known accounts there. You also have, where's my nearby, and I can put a radius. So use case for our customers that have national account bases. Maybe I've got an hour and a half before I have to get back to the airport. So show me all of my accounts within a 2-mile radius. And again, account segmentation matters. So I can see based on colors, who should I see? And if I want to go and see this pin, I touch the pin. And if I need directions, I can get directions. So leverage those quick filters because they ultimately tie into routing as well. Clear. So
One thing sorry.
Go ahead, Kim.
One thing I was just going to add in, let me know if my Wi-Fi, it's been weird. That's why I was trying to go camera off. But when you do also click into a pin, or if you know someone calls you and says, are you going to be in the Raleigh area today? And that happens to be where you're going to be. You can also individually add a record into the route. So it doesn't have to be that big lasso. You can be meticulous. If you know you've got 3, 4, 5 appointments, you can pick and choose individual records and build out the route that way. So there are different ways people do it, whether it is a geographic area or a number of appointments, a number of specific accounts they know they have to see. You kind of have those 2 different options there.
Awesome. Thanks, Kim. Thanks, Kim. Okay, so maybe some examples, guys. Is that a good time for some examples?
Yeah, for sure. Let's do it.
Look, one of my favorite, and we just had Joe on, but I'm going to continue to kind of sing his praise. He's one of the most process-oriented SVP of sales that we serve. Remember that Jasper Engines and Transmissions, that each rep could have on the low end 500 accounts, on the high end 1,200 accounts. And Joe holds them accountable. He calls them canvassing for all of their different tiers. So the way that they've done it is, first off, they split all territories into quadrants. So 4 different quadrants. They call it a territory group, T group 100, 200, 300, and 400 in the quadrant. And then each territory group, 100, 200, 300, 400, is divided into a week within that month. So week 1 of the month, I'm in territory group 100. And then within each quadrant, there are tiers of accounts. They call them 12s, 6s, and 4s, or tier ABC. A 12 account should be seen once a month. It's because it is driving a certain amount of revenue threshold consistently each year for Jasper. Therefore, we're going to protect that relationship. We're going to nurture that relationship. They also look at it as potential sales. If it's a high volume shop that is not doing a ton of business with Jasper, they still label it a 12 account, meaning you better build a relationship to earn the revenue. So that's a 12. A 6 level account should be seen every other month. And then a 4 account is, I always say once a quarter, but Kim, I think it's actually once every 6 months, or maybe it's once a year, but with
No, so the
additional-
numbers equate to the number of times a year you're actually going to see them. So 12 is once a month, 6 is every other month, and a 4 is every quarter.
Okay, so I was right. Okay.
Yep.
But in short, it lets the rep have an unbelievably organized way to touch all of the ideal profile accounts that's going to drive business. So territory groups split into quadrants, and then 12 6s and 4s. So that's the Jasper way. One of the things that I really like in med device, med diagnostics, and the funny thing to equate to this is the heavy equipment space. We have a lot of customers that if they buy a huge backhoe, or if they sell a huge backhoe, maybe it's $500,000, $750,000. That specific piece of equipment has a very defined lifetime. Maybe it's 7 or 8 years in the field where it's getting beat up. They'll put those into these quick filters so that whenever it has a year left, 180 days left, 2 years left, they're going back and they're re-nurturing that customer because they know that there's another major purchase coming up. Some of our customers might do it by when an RFP is lost. Maybe they know it's a 2 or 3 year life cycle. So a year later, they're going back in to start building and influencing for the next round of RFPs. So leverage those quick filters that will ultimately influence the routing to be able to get face to face with those customers. I don't know other examples that I should share right now.
Yeah, I don't think it's like an example, JT, as much as it's just stuff we've heard, is how easy it is then to onboard new reps. So we're talking like a lot of perspective on someone who's maybe used to the user interface of Not My Customers, but like now you're like a new rep, you've gone through all this training, all this product knowledge, all this company knowledge, and okay, go.
Yep. So real quickly, I'm really grateful you brought that up. So there's been kind of 2 paths that I have personally seen. So we have some customers that would look at you and say, look, new rep, they've been on board for 2 weeks with product knowledge, industry training, persona-based conversations, how to get by a gatekeeper. Some of our customers would say, we're taking the approach, we're not putting them in front of a tier A account yet. They are going only prospects and tier Cs so that they can kind of get their sea legs with conversations so that they're not kind of nervous Nelly in front of a tier A account where they're not going to dork anything up. And so they've got routes by colors. You're only seeing, red pins, which are tier C and below for the first month. And then on the flip side, we have other customers that say, no, you are only focused on the tier A accounts. They know that they're going to provide a little grace to you because you don't have your sea legs yet. But good golly, get in there and tell them you're going to take great care of them. But it makes it really easy for the rep to, instead of look at a list of these specific accounts that I should see, and they're already strategically segmented before them, to have the routes created. I think, Kim, you do this best when you called out earlier that managers, if you're on the line right now, you can create these routes for those new reps so that they just wake up, they hit the route button, and they know who they need to go see right out of the gate, and they don't have to do anything else. So lots of different options for you.
Similar to the manager experience too, if you do have a team that either prospects or builds routes or helps plan days, so you have more of an inside team. We have seen inside teams that are going to build the routes for the outside team, share them directly with them. Or if you do have turnover in an area and somebody has already done a great job of building out the routes for that area, as a manager, you can repurpose those and reshare those with the new rep.
Yep. Those are the examples I have. Any questions from anybody?
Nope, no questions so far. So do you have any more examples, Justin, Kim, anything else you want to share before we kind of wrap things up here? Awesome.
Good.
We do have a hand raise.
Wait, we do.
Oh, nice.
Come on in, Mike.
Woohoo. All right, Mike, I'm bringing you on.
Okay, can you hear me now?
We
Yep,
got
we
you.
gotcha.
Okay, thank you. Several questions before you wrap anything up. Number one, JT, what equipment are you using in reference to the mapping program? I see that you have something in your hands, and yet you're directing
Oh.
it to a computer screen.
Yes. Okay. So I actually really love that question. We use Zoom, and I cast through my iPhone. And the best part about this is it actually, for some technologically wizardry, it lets me show my cursor to show where I'm clicking. I didn't create that. I'm literally just using Map My Customers in Zoom. So I don't know whether that answers your question.
It does. Now, in reference to that, the mapping program that I'm looking at on the screen, is that within the Map My Customer program, or is that within your iPad or your handheld device?
So the directions come in the form of Google Maps, Apple Maps, or Waze. You get to choose what you're using. But this
Okay.
isn't customers right now.
Okay. Now, one of the things that I saw that listening to your explanation, you're able to plot something. You use the term metal fabricators, right? Is the program that you're using, is it able to do anything else besides finding specific buildings and companies? And I'll give you an example. I want to find water towers. I want to find telecommunication structures. I want to find antennas on buildings. Can it pinpoint those items on your program?
So I don't know how to answer that, so I'll test it right now with you if that's okay. I think it might work.
Okay. And I'll give you the reason why. I've been irregularly on your programs here and watching because I am dealing with customers on a very end product, but I need to locate property more than customers.
Okay.
And in
Water
locating,
towers?
I'm sorry?
Say water towers?
Water towers, water tanks, water towers.
I've never searched for this before in my life, so we'll let's see what happens. All right.
It's just it's an added bonus for us.
Raleigh water
Turning on satellite mode might be helpful.
I tell you, if I'm looking at your map there, I'm seeing 2 already.
Yeah.
So that's good.
And just to share the source of data that we use for this is coming from Google Maps data. So if this is, it's largely dependent on that, but I mean, that's the most robust, search engine there is. And so, we'll pull in data if it exists as a location that's searchable on Google Maps.
Okay. Now, a question for JT again, when he was going through the explanations about finding the leads and all this other good stuff, as I said, I really don't deal with people and leads, but I do deal with property. Now, one of the things I have is that I'm sometimes in my site acquisition searches, I'm at property that's in Timbuktu. I mean, there ain't nothing there, but that's the way it has to be for the business that I'm in. Can I plot that prior to leaving my home office in the morning that I want to go to, say, Mays Landing, New Jersey? I'm actually in Northeast Pennsylvania. And then from there, if I see something that's great, when I get to my first destination, I can plot it on that map.
So I thought you were going to go down the route of offline capabilities.
No, I definitely online. And the reason being for that, for when I get back to the home office, I also have to calculate mileage, directions, and time it took to get to point A to point B. I don't really need the time that I'm sticking at a particular location, but the time from location B to location C.
So we have that inherent in all of our routing. My big head's in the way. Hang on, I'm sorry. So with all of these routes, it's going to give you duration, distance for all of those. So if you're having just one stop, it'll automatically calculate that for you, and you'll have that. What I didn't follow is you dropping or adding a location. Is he like Kim and Justin? Is he talking about adding a new company?
No. Adding actually another property location.
Meaning that a property location that you did not already have?
Correct.
So two, maybe three ways to do that. One, you could search for it via Lead Finder. It would come up, you'd be able to select it and add it as a lead. Two, I don't know if I think you've done a trial with us, if I remember, but
Yes.
if I'm there, I can literally just press and hold and drop a pin at my location in, and I can create a company that way.
Fantastic.
So you can add those in pretty easily.
Thank you.
Yep. Mike, you always have good questions. Keep coming.
Been in the business long enough to know what questions I need to answer.
That's a good.
Questions I need answered.
Yep, that's a good thing. Did that cover your questions?
Yes, it did.
Awesome. Any others out there? I will
Nope.
tell you, John, if you're still on, John Gordon, every time I've looked at your name, I read it as John Gruden because I read an article this morning in the NFL about John Gruden. So I don't know if that makes you happy, chuckle, or angry. So I apologize if it makes you angry.
All right. Well, that is all we have. No more hands raised, no more questions open. Oh, wait, hold on one sec. Oh, John says LOL. So you did make him laugh, JT.
Okay, good. I was immediately regretting that decision to say that in the event you were mad at me.
And then just, like wrap things up from the beginning, it is Cody Johnson who sings Till You Can't. So you're welcome, JT.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. And it is an amazing song. It'll get you choked up. You got to listen to those words. It's a good one.
Will do. I'm putting it in my Spotify playlist now. All right, everyone. Thank you, as always, for attending Workshop Wednesday. Please reach out if there are any topics you'd like to hear more about. Otherwise, we will keep chugging along. Justin, Kim, thank you.